All right, so before we even get a chance to listen to the last video, we understand where KD wants to go. Welcome to BDF 44's channel. The two preferred destinations are Phoenix and Miami. Phoenix has a very unique situation because they already are over the cap without Ayton, and Ayton's probably going to bolt. But if they can maneuver, do some cap mechanics, some cap magic, they can somehow create cap space to move Ayton out, maybe a little more space to move KD in. That gives them a win now opportunity with Chris Paul, KD, and whatever they are able to keep in the plunder, because they're definitely going to have to give up a lot. But if Ayton lands in Brooklyn, it could be a sign and trade for Ayton. I think it would be other things that would have to happen, but that lines you up just fine for KD, for Ayton, plus stuff. Obviously picks. Phoenix gonna have to give up or something to make that work, because Ayton and KD is definitely not even equal value. But I've heard the Nets are interested in Ayton, so this opportunity just flew open for them to land him. Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons, Ayton, the shooting is gonna be horrible, but you do love the strength that those two players provide and the athleticism that those two players can provide you. So if I'm to assume that's going to happen, I would figure it out. And with the type of shooting that they have with Harris, Kyrie, and Curry, of course, you could see the framework for spacing possibilities, despite having those two non-spacing players in the same lineup. Not the greatest fit, not the greatest vision, but last minute, if you got to lose KD, you definitely want to get the most coveted player in free agency. So in my mind, that's definitely DeAndre Ayton. Or Zach LaVine, but Zach LaVine's immediately headed back to Chicago, unless some kind of trade happens where he's involved. I don't know. But this type of thing, when KD's on the move, obviously he says he wants to go to two destinations, so I don't know that other teams are going to jump in the way of that. That means Portland's off the table. Sorry, that little speculation about Dame and all that, I guess that wasn't the case. If you listen to my last video, speculated a lot. That's busted up if he's not requesting a trade to Portland. So Miami, like I said, I had already heard that Miami was interested. I don't know what they'll have to give up, but if I am Phoenix, I don't really want any salary at all. I mean, Brooklyn. Not that it make any sense. Never mind. If I'm Brooklyn, okay, so let's get my head right. If I'm Brooklyn, I definitely want pieces that you have, Miami. I'm gonna want Tyler Hero. I'm going to want Bam Adebayo. I'm gonna want Jimmy Butler. I'm not gonna want all three of them because that's not gonna match in salary, and that is a little bit overpay, especially since I need pick equity. So let's scratch off two of those players. Give me all of your picks and one of those three players. I want either Bam, Jimmy, or Tyler, and every pick you have till Jesus comes back, basically, because it's Kevin Durant and we don't play about Kevin Durant on this channel. So that haul should be record breaking. Honestly, it should be record breaking. A player like KD doesn't get traded, so whatever this haul is going to be, it should trump the AD trade. It should trump it. Whoever pays for KD should pay more than what we paid for AD, unless it's us. As to which I hope it would cost us AD and maybe one pick in a Westbrook contract. But that doesn't seem realistic to me because I would want Kyrie Irving back in that trade as well. So clearly that's a lot. But all in all, we're talking about Phoenix and Miami only. He wants to go to one of those hot spots, no pun intended. Actually, that was intended. Whatever. Suns or the Heat, I think he's going to be a perfect fit for either team because he's a perfect fit in all situations. Why does he want to go to Miami? I think obviously locale is first important. Obviously the culture, Pat Riley, Spoelstra, the coaching there, the culture there. You don't have to worry about the body fat thing, obviously. They're a winning organization. If they add him, they're definitely a winning organization. And they needed offensive talent, and he knows that. He probably watched enough of them in these playoffs to know what they need, and he knows he can provide it on both sides of the floor. He checks off all of their problems immediately, just like he checks off everyone else's. He's going to score, and he's going to defend. Now, his defense isn't where it used to be, but you don't need it to be if you're going to Miami because everybody else is going to defend for you. Now, they're going to be losing P.J. Tucker. That kind of sucks, but you bring in Kevin Durant, and lose whatever else you got to lose to bring in Kevin Durant, which you hope is pick equity and not keep players. If they only lose pick equity, man, I think the Miami Heat could be the favorite to win the championship. I'm just going to put it out there early. If they're able to do this without actually losing any of their real pieces, it's a wrap. Nobody's beating them. It's going to be completely and utterly honest with you guys. You can't add Kevin Durant to that Heat team. You can't do that. So hopefully he ends up in Phoenix because I think that Phoenix is a bit more realistic in terms of teams actually having a shot at beating that team. Because if you send him to Miami, it's over. They coming out of the East right away. So that's just what I see there. But that Phoenix situation, I don't think you should want to go to Phoenix low-key. I don't think you should want to go there. For one, they have a very, very bad cap situation. For two, they're about to lose their only true center. And I don't know how they're going to replace him. And three, the West is not as weak as it looked last year. Last year was an anomaly year where the West had a lot of transitional teams not really about to do nothing. Now, some of those same teams got really, really high draft picks. Their players got older, and those teams were already very talented. I'm talking about Houston, OKC, Clippers, obviously. You expect the Lakers to have some type of a bounce back. You got the Timberwolves to deal with. I personally think the Pelicans are a candidate to win the NBA championship this year. And there's still more teams that haven't even been mentioned, including the Golden State Warriors, who just won the NBA championship. I do not personally think that the Phoenix Suns with KD and Chris Paul, especially given Chris Paul's injury issues, sans Ayton, is a championship caliber team. Now, they could very well make it to even the Western Conference Finals with KD and Chris Paul, but I'm more inclined to believe that Chris Paul is going to get hurt and KD is going to be carrying too much of the load without a center to make it make any sense. He needs to take that team off of his list. He needs to take that team off his list. Honestly, he needs to take that team off his list immediately. Do you understand what's going on with Robert Sarver right now, KD? He's cutting back price. He's cutting back to his old ways and not really wanting to pay nobody, bro. So if you go there, you understand that he's headed the other way. And eventually you're going to be left with whatever comes with that. Do not go there. They're not what they were. Don't go there. In fact, Chris Paul should get the hell out of there too. He should get the hell out of there. If you want to play with Chris Paul, what y'all should do is team up in Utah. Because they need to be blowing that shit up anyway, low-key. So that's what I would do. Find a blank canvas, go to Pacerland or something, team up with him there. Do not go to Robert Sarver, who don't want to spend no money right now. Don't do it, Katie. Go to Miami. So that's what I got to say about that, man. That is just my personal opinion. It's not that I don't think he can win there. I just think that he can definitely win somewhere else for sure and is less likely to get what he needs there. You're going to go into a similar situation like Brooklyn, where they're just not going to have enough to give you based on their cap situation, which is getting worse by the second. So, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Do not do that. I think he should put Portland back on his list. I think he should put Portland on his list. I think he should put... Yeah, Portland. Portland's the team he should replace Phoenix with. Find a team that's headed upward, not a team that's headed downward, bro. Trajectory is important. It's been reported he's not going back to Golden State. I'm not surprised by that. So in case anybody was wondering, that's not on the table. So that's what it is. He said Phoenix, Miami. For his sake, I'm hoping it's Miami or another team that he doesn't have on his list. There are better fits. Do not go to Phoenix, Kevin. Do not do that. My name is BDL44. I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.